This video will show you how to use Microsoft Excel for the normal continuous distribution when you know your population mean and your population standard deviation, and you want to find specific probabilities associated with scores, or when you want to find specific scores associated with percentiles or probabilities. So this should look familiar. We covered this in class in the lecture as part of the examples. But let's go ahead and use Excel to do this instead of the unit normal table. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and create a new tab named Normal in the Communication by Generation data set. And you can just click on this little guy and then right click and rename it and then type Normal. But I already did it, so here it is. And let's go ahead and put the important information from our lab assignment into Excel. So we're going to need to know the mean, that's 100. So I highlight it, hit Control-C to copy, paste here. And we need to know the standard deviation of 15. Highlight it, Control-Copy, and paste into here. For this one, we want to find the proportion of test takers that would make it into the Mensa Club. Or in other words, the probability of a score on the IQ test greater than 133. So I'm going to copy that, paste that here, just to keep track of what I'm doing. And then for A, again, we're going to go from a probability to an X value. So let's go ahead and copy and paste what we're looking for into Excel, just to keep track. Copy and paste. Okay. So Excel can do both things. It can give you a probability associated with an X value, or it can give you an X value associated with a probability. So to find the probability of a given X value, or a range of X values in this case, you can put equals, NORM. Oh, there it is, normal distribution. Double click that. The X value that we're interested in is 133. The mean is 100. And the standard deviation is 15. And just like with the Poisson and the binomial distribution, if you want a cumulative distribution, you'll put true. If not, if you want the exact value, you'll put false. Now think about this, the cumulative probability. That would be less than or equal to something. Well, we are looking for the probability of scores greater than 133, or the proportion of scores greater than 133. So we can use the complement rule here, and we can use that by finding the proportion or the probability of scores less than or equal to 133, because that is everything that we aren't interested in if we want to know the probability greater than 133. So if it's not greater than 133, it's less than or equal to 133, so we can find the proportion using the complement rule here. So let's go ahead and put true. We want the cumulative probability, X less than or equal to 133. Hit enter. And remember, the entire probability of all scores is 1. So if we want to find what's left, if we have X greater than 133 or not less than or equal to 133, we can do the complement rule. So equals 1 minus the probability less than or equal to 133 will give us the probability greater than 133. And there it is. And if you want to copy and paste this into the lab assignment from here, that's fine. So you can just click on this, hit Control-C, see the little dancing line, hooray, things have been copied. And then you can go to your lab assignment, hit Control-V to paste it in there. And if you want to keep it in the original formatting for the lab assignment, you can just click this, and then that'll just keep the text without the formatting from Excel. Now, I would be really appreciative if you would highlight this and then hit Control-B so that I can find it easily. And you can do that for these too. You can just copy your answers from Excel and paste them into here. But I do want them in your workbook that you turn in as well. All right, let's move on to number 8, where now we're finding X values associated with percentiles. So to do that, you just click or type equals, NORM. Now we're doing the inverse of the normal distribution. We're not finding probabilities, we're finding x values. So you can double click norm.inv, and the probability, this is akin to the percentile because this is still about cumulative percentages. So let's go ahead and put 0.90 percentile, comma, space. The mean is still 100 for this distribution, and the standard deviation is 15. In it with a parenthesis, hit enter, and there you go. That's the score at the 90th percentile for the IQ test. Now let's do the same process only for the 15th percentile. So equals NORM. We want the inverse of the normal distribution. The probability is 0.15. The mean is still 100 on the space. The standard deviation is still 15. And close it with a parenthesis, hit enter. And there's your score at the 15th percentile.